Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Cowboys StoryLine with Nick Eatman.
What's up? Welcome to Cowboys Storyline. I'm your host, Nick Eatman, and let's talk a little Cowboys and Panthers. Big win for the Cowboys on Sunday. They defeat Carolina 30-14. The underdog Cowboys, if you will, went into Carolina and won that game. I know everybody's having some fun with that. I wrote my column on that, DallasCowboys.com. That was certainly not a situation where one team was the favorite and the underdog. It doesn't mean anything about who's the better football team and who's got the most talent. The Cowboys obviously showed that, went out there, took care of business, had a little bit of a hiccup there right before the halftime, where it looked like this might be a game now. They opened the door and let Carolina go in, and then they slammed the door in the third quarter, something we have not said all year long. Slamming the door in the third quarter? No, that hasn't been a thing. First play of the third quarter, Oso Digizua comes in and smashes Bryce Young, forces a fumble. The Cowboys get it. Then they score just like that. They're up 17-7, get another stop, get the ball, score again, and really, did what they're supposed to do to a team like that and a quarterback like that. And Bryce Young, who's to me just not it's just not very good. I mean, his first pick overall is Heisman, but he's still second season now. I just don't think he is going to be the answer there. He's got a long ways to go. And when he didn't break that arm tackle by Jordan Lewis for the sack, that's all I need to know about how strong he is, how big he is, and all that. But I thought the Cowboys harassed him all game long, and just a lot of different people making plays. It was really a good one to see. Good win for the Cowboys. They needed it. 6-8 on the season, hanging on by the slimmest of margins in the playoff picture. They probably will get eliminated this upcoming weekend just because somebody in front of them is going to win. They need so much help just to get in. Now, if they would have beaten Cincinnati last week, that would have been interesting, but obviously didn't happen. All right, 888-855-2297 is the number to call. Let's go to our phone line here in Bob in Rio Grande Valley. Bob, what's up?
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
All right, Nick. It's been a while since I talked to you.
Yeah.
I've like a lot of the fan base. I'm disappointed the way the season's gone, but it's we can write this season off due to injuries. It's definitely not the coaching staff or the job that they've done. I don't think that there's a coach or two coaches in the NFL that could do a better job of what they've had to work with than Mike and Zim. And I just want to go on the record as saying that. I was very proud of the way the Cowboys played Sunday. I was very proud of the way they played the Sunday before that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to the rest of the season and the off season. And I hope, beyond hope, that Jerry Jones has got enough sense to retain the two coaches that he's got, because he's got two great ones. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Bob. Putting some support out there for Mike McCarthy, Mike Zimmer. They have played better. There's no doubt about it. They've been a lot more prepared too in these games, is at least what it looks like. Prepared to go out and succeed early on in the game. If that's all on the coaches, a lot of it is because it's they control how you prepare all week long. They control how you practice. They control the meetings and everything. So and obviously the play calls. So. It has looked better. It's been better, and it's going to be up to Jerry to decide, does he want to make a change here, and when you look at the injuries, there's so many of them. There's so many of them, and when you think about the what we've seen on the team this year, and just coming back from last year, and all the success that they had, and all the star power on this team, and just to think how much of it has been utilized because of injury, it's a good reason that they haven't had the same kind of success. But I think, like to your point, Bob, I think Mike McCarthy has done a really nice job of at least keeping this thing together here. And it's the wheels have been wobbling since New Orleans came to town, honestly, in week 2. And Mike Zimmer's done a nice job as well, keeping it going. But it looks better when you got your stars out there. When Micah Parsons is out there, it looks better, and it certainly has looked better for this team. All right. 888-855-2297 is the number to call. The phone lines are open as we speak right here. Let's talk a little bit more about the game here, the Cowboys and the Panthers. One of the things that was interesting to me was just how they fed the ball to CeeDee Lamb early in the game. One drive in particular, they got the ball and on third down, it was Cooper Rush to CD. Did it 3 times in one drive, one possession. It was a 20-yarder on 3rd and long. And it was just a screen pass. Really, to me, this kind of looked like they were setting up to get some yards and try to punt. But CD made some plays, got a first down. Then another 20, I think a 28-yarder on 3rd and long. And then on 3rd down in the red zone, he finds him again for a touchdown. I thought that was, if you're going to target one player, target CD. Go target him. Go after him, and he certainly did. And CD had a great game. Went over 1,000 yards on that drive, I believe, and for the 4th straight year. Only Michael Irvin and CD Lamb have had 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons for the Cowboys. So really an impressive drive there. And then when you get into Rico Dowdle, I'm sure we'll talk about him a little bit more as well. But that's kind of how you want to do any game. When you think about it, you want to go to your receivers, go to your star players, get them going, get a lead, defense teeing off, getting sacks, and then run the ball and run the ball and run the ball and run it out. Cowboys ran for 211 yards in the game, obviously a season high, 149 for Dowdle, but 30 for Zeke, 27 for Turpin, who we saw that little wrinkle with him out there just as a straight tailback. Nothing fancy about that. Just hand the ball off like you would any other back. He's averaging 13.5 yards a carry. Let's watch out. Maybe that we might need to see more of that. All right. Chuck D is in Bridge City, Texas. What's up, man?
Hey, Nick. It's been a while.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Good.
Good.
Tried a few times to call. It's been busy, but hey, that's good. I mean, you're busy.
I don't think it's busy today. I don't know why.
No,
Let's go.
It rang the first time I got on. I don't even know what to say. I was surprised it didn't ring, but
I know. Maybe everyone's shopping.
Yeah, I was just going to say that there's a couple players that I've seen getting better.
Yeah.
And this is what you want to see, but I like that Schoonmaker's coming around.
Yeah.
And Leofow, he's made a few plays last
Sure.
games.
Yeah, he's done a nice job.
Injuries, they suck, but prime example, these guys have stepped up, and I like it. It's a future, something to look forward to.
Yeah. All right. Well, it certainly has been a good next man up philosophy has always been the case here, but it's been nice when they've done it, and there's been a lot of guys that have had the opportunity to do the next man up because there's been so many injuries.
Yes, sir. And I like seeing Rico. He's running hard, and hopefully we'll keep him for a couple more years and draft another back. I'd like to have 2 good backs.
Yeah, I think he'd be a good compliment back to anyone. I mean, maybe he is the starter, but everybody needs another back here, and we see it. I mean, everyone wonders why Zeke goes in the game, but you need a backup, and especially the way he's running, like you said, the way he's running hard, and when you're running like that and you're running the ball a lot and you're running hard, you're gonna need a break. So that's kind of what they'll need to do for sure. So,
All right, Nick.
all right, Chuck.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Probably
you.
talked about stuff everybody else is talking about, but thank you.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks for the call. Good hearing from you again. You know, I was hoping Rico would get one more yard to get to that 150 mark. Not a lot of backs have done that. You know, when you think about Zeke's career high, he's had like 5 in that 150 range. Emmett's done it. And, DeMarco Murray obviously has done it. I think he's got the record for most rushing yards. Troy Hambrick might have done it. Dorsett's obviously gotten up there, but just not a ton. Act like there's not a media guide in front of me. I can kind of figure that out. But anyways, it was an impressive run for him, an impressive game for him, and so I'm looking at the Cowboys' big days rushing right here. Murray's got the record at 253, Emmett 237, Dorsett, and then Julius Jones had 2 of them there in the 190 range. Hambrick with 189. 189 for Troy Hambrick. Wow. But then as far as 150 go, it's a lot of Zeke, a lot of Emmitt Smith, DeMarco Murray, Herschel Walker did it once. It's too bad though. Too bad we didn't get Rico up in that range as well. All right, let's go to Brian in Lakeland, Florida.
Hey Nick, how's it going, my
Good,
man?
man. How are you
Jolly
doing?
Saint Nick. Happy holiday season to you, sir.
You too. Good to hear from you.
And it's been a while. I haven't called since the off season. Usually I'm sitting at my desk or catching up on the way home from work. But turned 39 today, and so I took the day off.
Wow.
First,
Happy
first thing I
birthday.
thought, call StoryLine. Hey,
There
thank
you
you,
go.
sir. Appreciate
That's
it.
worth
Nice
something.
to get a win on the birthday.
Chris, that's worth something. He's not a first-time caller, but, I mean, you got something you can Okay, well, here we go.
Yeah,
Here we go.
This might be my 4th or 5th time, but
That works.
no, I mean, just like I said, I wanted to call, kind of give my synopsis on the season. It was kind of nice, like I said, seeing the team win yesterday. I'm one of those fans, kind of like Travis, and I'm on the StoryLine spaces too. Like I said, never get to call, but rooting for the best pick. However, while rooting for the best pick, it is nice to see a game like that. It's nice to see Maris make a big play, both Jalen score a touchdown. It's nice to see Rico go off for basically 150. That's a lot of fun. Contrary to belief, we're not sitting back like misers over here going oh, now you want to score a touchdown? No, it's fun for us anyway, even though we're rooting for a good pick.
Yeah.
But I did want to touch on something that Irene said the other day. I think she was talking about a tumbler that she had or something, and a Panthers fan was giving her mess. And, Nick, other than rooting for the team, that's one of my favorite things about being a Cowboys fan. Is one of my favorite things is just meeting new people, talking to people, whatever, and then, get into football. Who's your team? And as soon as they ask that, I know my answer, and I know it's coming. And it's just fun for me. I'm a Cowboys fan.
Yeah. Yeah, deal with it.
And,
yeah.
Yep, I just started a new job here in Florida last year, and, talking to the guys here, meet my buddies and everything. We start talking fantasy football. Hey, I'm a Cowboys fan. Seriously, the Cowboys? Really? And I love it. I love the hate. Bring it. I don't care. I'm diehard. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have to. You kind of have to have that mentality. There's no doubt about it. And it's the Cowboys are just that team that's people love to hate. They love to love to hate. It's as simple as that.
Right. It doesn't matter who their team is. If they're a Packers fan, they treat you like you're a Bears fan. If they're a Patriots fan, they treat you like you're a Dolphins fan. It's just fun for me. I don't know why I embrace it so much, but I do.
Well, you have to. I mean, that's just kind of that's what it is. But it also, that's why you're a fan of any team. You have to deal with the negative stuff because it makes the positive stuff a lot sweeter. Just like this last game.
Absolutely. And, this last game, that was so fun. We were doing the little, StoryLine chat, and then, as soon as Jalen scores, there's some sarcasm. I never doubted Jalen Brooks for a second. I always knew it.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of fun. But anyways, that's all I got today, man. Just loving it. Like I said, 39. Here's to the last 365 days of my 30s.
All right, man. Well, enjoy it. Happy birthday to you, Brian, in Lakeland, Florida. Appreciate the call there. Let's keep it going. Let's go to a real first-time caller. This is Philly in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Philly.
Hey, Nick. How are you doing?
I'm good. So you're a Cowboy fan named Philly.
Billy, Billy.
Oh, Billy. Okay.
But,
Sorry.
yeah, William. Yeah.
William.
Yeah.
Billy the Kid.
I'm glad to finally get through. I rarely get to listen live, but I've been consuming your content since it was a TV channel about 20 years ago now. That's how I came across it.
Yeah.
And I want to thank whoever gets that podcast up so quick, because it's there as soon as the show's over. Pretty good.
That would be Josh Rodriguez and his crew.
Yeah.
Josh and Chris.
No, it's
knocking that out.
It's fantastic, and it's gotten quicker over the years. It used to be a few hours afterward. 10 years ago or whatever. Now it's right away.
And let's not forget, there's 8 of them. Okay, I mean, it's not just you put up the podcast. You're putting up podcasts all day long. So no, it's impressive. They do a good job.
Yeah, I used to listen to all the shows. I can't keep up with 8 anymore.
It's tough.
But I actually had a question. Like, it's more of a league policy, but what's the rule on like poaching other teams' coaches during the season? Because it always seems like it's driven me nuts in the past. Like, we'll go 12-5, and Dan Quinn and Kellen Moore are interviewing before a playoff game or something like that.
Yep.
But I mean, it seems like the Lions coach is the hot one right now. But like, what's to stop a team from like the Bears, who's already fired their coach, from doing it mid-season? And that, I'm sure it's going to drive Lions fans nuts, because it's the best team they've ever had, really. And both of their coordinators are going to be interviewing before they play the Packers in the second round or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's a good question. I don't think I've ever heard of the rule in the regular season. So that might be a rule. I mean, it usually doesn't happen that way, but yeah, I mean, it happens in the playoffs, and I think because typically you have an interim coach, so you're gonna let it roll that way. But no, I think for the most part it's a playoff thing. That happens kind of in the playoffs.
Yeah, because I mean, personally, I think they should just put them off limits till after the Super Bowl. I mean, there's a month of nothing after that. We could have some news on coaching hires then. But yeah, I know it happens in the playoffs. I was just wondering if it's just more of a policy, or people are just nice about not interviewing other teams' coaches during the season.
Well, yeah, but you also got to remember this too. Like when the season is over, let's say for whoever and their coach is going to be there. They get a head start on a lot of things, a lot of personnel decisions that they're going to make and all that. So I don't think they want to push it to that point, because, if you're going to change it. So it's just, it kind of is what it is. And, yeah, I mean, it happened last year. Dan Quinn was interviewing for jobs, and was he prepared? I mean, the defense. The defense was terrible. The defense was absolutely terrible against the Packers, and I'm not blaming him, but for whatever the reason, they had their worst showing, and so that does happen. And if the Lions lose in the playoffs, then their fans will say we're cursed. We're cursed because our coaches were interviewing before the games. That's the reality of it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And then one other question: what's Josh Ellis up to these days?
Josh Ellis.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I know he's I forgot exactly. It's like a publishing company or something. He's doing some.
I miss his sarcasm during Cowboys games on Twitter.
Oh, I'm sure he still got it. I haven't talked to him in a while. But yeah, he's I'm sure he's still throwing some zingers now and again. Yeah, that's kind of what he does. So. All right, well, Billy.
Thanks for taking my call. Glad to finally get through.
Yeah.
Have a great one.
All right, thank you. All right, let's go one more call here before we take a break. Cowboy Jeff. He's in Maryland. What's up, man?
Merry Christmas. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm just doing better than I deserve. That's how I'm doing.
Better than you deserve. Okay. All right. Where are you from? Where are you calling from?
Mount Airy, Maryland.
Nice. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so I get it. That's where Cowboy Jeff comes from, because my neighbors that aren't Cowboys fans, whenever Cowboys lose, they're like, "Oh, there's Cowboys Jeff. Let's go let him have it." But when the Cowboys win, they avoid me like the plague.
Yeah.
And that's cool with me.
Hadn't seen them today, huh?
Yeah. I can't see anyone anywhere near me.
Yeah.
But so I had a comment. I wanted to comment about CeeDee Lamb's toughness. I mean, he's showing it this year, but I really think he showed it. I remember his rookie season, he would catch a pass and just get pasted, and they would throw flags, but he would just get up and wipe his nose, and I was like, wow, because he looks pretty. He doesn't look that big, but he's tough as heck.
Yeah,
and,
he's slender.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah, he's not the biggest, but he's added some weight this year. For this type of reason, and and he's still breaking tackles, so he's been a good run after catch guy. No, it's been a good season for him. It really has been.
Yeah, and then the other thing I was going to ask you to tell a story. So I know I've told you before I want to work for at the Star, and I want to work at AT&T Stadium, but I got it. I figured it out. I could be your get back coach.
Okay.
For you personally.
For me.
I could be your get back coach. Yeah, because if people are tapping on the glass, when you're doing your show and distracting you. No, I'm kidding about that. But the story I think you've told it before, but maybe you can go into more detail. Something happened the last time you visited the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, man.
And I think you told it before, but I can't remember the whole story if you don't mind telling that. But anyway,
right.
Appreciate you. Go Cowboys.
All right.
And Happy New Year.
Thank you. Well, yeah, there were no issues in Carolina this year. No issues at all. Pretty clean game from that standpoint. Last year, yeah, there was an issue or two, and a couple of little other dust-ups, if you will, that probably went down to me being not as patient as I needed to be. But at the last one there, at the very end, our team was trying to do some stand-ups, and the head of security was just didn't like us being right there, but kind of by the tunnel, so moved us to the back and just kept talking and he was just fed up because it had been a day. Now the Cowboys had basically it was a takeover of the stadium, from the Jimmy Johnson, interview or the announcement to the Bank of America CEO being in Jerry's suite, even though the stadium is called Bank of America Stadium. He's over there with his first game of the season that he attended, and he attends it and sits with Jerry and not with the Panthers CEO. So that was another issue. Anyways, this security guard basically just said, hey, you guys need to get out of here, move over here and go. Bye. Go. Happy Thanksgiving to you, whatever. I think it was right before Thanksgiving. And he said, you guys are the visitors. Remember that. And so I said, well, if judging by the fans there, it looks like we're the home team. Well, that was probably not what needed to be said. Anyways, the guy comes over. He keeps harassing us. I'm looking at his badge like, who is this guy? He looks at mine and rips it off of my belt. I got this flimsy little badge. He rips it off, folded it up, put it in his pocket. So, and I actually got real calm at that point. All I did was went and got a police officer and said, let me have my badge back. This guy is taking it from me. Little did I know this is the director of security there. So he goes to the cop and calls him by name. Hey, Frank, it's good or whatever. And so the guy basically says you have two choices. The cop does. You can either go to jail for trespassing or you can get on the bus. So I decided to get on the bus. But there were some email exchanges, and all I know is a week later, Stephen Jones is talking to me. He heard about it. So it was a thing. This year it was not. Let's go to break here on Cowboys Storyline. We'll be right back after this.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Cowboys Storyline.
Don't miss the Christmas extravaganza powered by Reliant. It's at the Star in Frisco every Friday and Saturday until December 21st. Visit thestardistrict.com. Don't miss out on the holiday magic. Welcome back to Cowboys Storyline. I am Nick Eatman here, and it is time to keep this thing rolling. We got John in Delaware. He's next on the line. He's been holding. John, what's up?
Hey, Nick, you calling to check in. What is the word on Diggs right now? Are they thinking about cutting him next to his injury this year?
I don't believe so. Trayvon Diggs, is that who you're referring to, Trayvon?
Yeah, I saw something pop up yesterday that the injury was worse than they thought, and he could be getting cut.
Well, no, it usually doesn't work like that. I mean, if the injury is worse than you thought, you get surgery. And so
that's what I thought. That's why I wanted to call and see what you thought about it.
No, I don't think he's going to get cut. I mean, and I think there was some talk about, his contract maybe either getting extended or pushed out, or maybe they cut him, maybe they trade him. I mean, a lot of options are on the table there. This injury looks like he's going to be out. Stephen Jones said yesterday 8 months. It's an 8-month injury. So this is probably one where it'll go into next season. He'll probably start on PUP, but
Thank you for clarifying that for me. Do you have any stories on Michael Irvin, my favorite Cowboy of all time?
Michael Irvin?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's some stories, obviously. Now, I didn't cover him. Thanks for the call, John. I didn't cover most of his career. I covered. I was there in '98, '99. Now, my first year covering on a training camp in Wichita Falls, that was Scissors Gate. With the incident there with Everett McIver. It's probably not the story that you're thinking of. I got a story for you. Yeah, I mean, this. I should have told this. I think I forgot to tell this. When I was a kid, I was 13 years old, and on Halloween, me and some buddies were walking around, and we saw Michael Irvin. He lived like 2 streets over. Michael Irvin, second year in the league, I believe, 1989 season, sitting out in front of his house with a stack of football cards, signing autographs and handing them out trick or treat. So I had one for a while. I don't know if I still have that card, but yeah, he was just signing autographs and handing them out. Better than any Skittles you're gonna get there. So yeah, that's my Michael Irvin story. Pretty safe story. I'm sure there's others. All right, let's go to Rick in Webster, Massachusetts.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good, especially after a win yesterday, Victory Monday.
Right, definitely. For sure, everyone needed that.
Yeah, I think we played a all-around game, all 3 phases. Were pretty good. My 5 stars would basically be CD, Rico, Micah, Maris Leofau, and Osa, with Jordan and Kendricks.
Yeah, that's a good list. I mean, that's the thing. There's 10 of them. I mean, we were discussing who should be the player of the game for social, and there were about 4 options. Cooper Rush had a nice game. Rico had a really good game. CD, Osa was the one I think that they picked, but Micah had great stats too. So that's a great team win when you can go and you have a lot of different guys on both sides of the ball that you can point to.
And they really picked it up in the second half with everybody. And good to see Aubrey try to kick a 70-yarder.
Yeah, honestly, I did not like that. I'm a stats guy, if you can't tell, And so what I was saying this is like, all right, first of all, I've seen the Alabama-Auburn game, and so all you're doing is you're asking Tyler Smith and Brock Hoffman and those guys to go chase the kickoff. So it could be dangerous because if he doesn't get it there. But, season's going to end. You're like, Aubrey had a good year. Aubrey make the Pro Bowl. Well, he missed 5 kicks. Did he? Did he miss 5 kicks? 2 of them were blocked. One of them's a 70-yarder, in a swirling wind down there. Like, I just look at it like he's probably not going to make it. So if you're going to try a 70-yarder, I do it at AT&T Stadium with the roofs and doors closed and let him bang it then. But whatever. It's all good.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, man. Thanks. All right. We were talking about different guys, though, that played well in the game and on defense. And, they had 6 sacks. 5 different players got a sack. When you look at either getting a sack, forcing a turnover, it's like 7 different players, 8 players actually. That's a strong game. That's a strong game when everybody gets like, who got a turnover, who got a sack, and 8 guys got their hand up. That's the way it should be. And Micah's got 2. Osa got 1.5. I mean, that's a really good team effort there. Guys rallying to the ball and making plays because of the pressure. Jordan Lewis gets his hand in there, the ball knocks up in the air, picked by Kendricks. They had a lot of good pressure. Mukwamu with a pick. So really, really good game there. All right, let's go to Champ in Grand Island, Nebraska. Champ, what's up?
Hey, Nick, good morning. Happy Victory Monday.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. So I had a question for you, but I think somebody took it or you answered it, but I was going to ask you how your trip went and make sure it was better than last year.
Yeah. Yep. It was better than last year. Didn't see my man, security guy, just he'd had a bad day, and he took it out. He couldn't take it out on like Jerry and them, so he took it out on us. And it was fine.
Right.
It ended.
So
okay.
Maybe I missed it, but did you see him at all this year?
Yeah, I did see him right at the end of the game. He's just standing there.
Anything there, just a nod or anything?
No, because here's the deal. When you act like that, when a team comes into your stadium and beats you like that, and then you're frustrated, it happens all the time. For him, I can promise you that it happens all the time. Teams coming in. Oh, you remember that time when the team came in here and act like they owned the place and they had all the fans and they beat our ass and and then they act like they could do everything. Yeah, it happens every week.
Which time? Which time?
So yeah, I'm just I was probably one of many. So that's the way I take it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I had another question. I noticed that Tyler Smith wasn't playing later in the game. Was that just because they took him out to make sure he didn't get hurt? Or was there something? Did I miss something that he might have gotten hurt or wasn't 100%?
I talked to him a little in the locker room. I believe his high school team is in the state championship game, so there were some talks about that. He was really excited about it. But he was talking, just about the way this team played and how, they're going to keep playing and keep fighting here. So I didn't get the sense of that at all. Remember, they just lost Bass quickly.
Right.
Like, Bass goes out. I mean, it usually takes a while. You get an injury, and then you say, they say in the press box, TJ Bass, thigh injury, he's being evaluated. He's questionable for return. They just ruled him out. So that right there was like a little interesting. So we'll see. I think they were just like, "Hey, we might be down a guard already. Let's get him back."
Correct.
And
good.
And it might be a situation where BB comes back this week, and then Hoffman goes back to guard. Hoffman's playing. I mean, Hoffman.
He is. Hoffman is awesome. I'm going to send a shout-out for his 8th Round podcast. He hasn't had one in a while, but I love listening to him. I listened to all his episodes last offseason, so can't wait for him to get started again.
I mean.
So on that
go ahead.
Tyler Smith question, my concern was on the 70-yard field goal attempt, he kind of looked like he looked a little weird when he tried to make that tackle, and that's what scared me. I know he played more in the game, but then when I didn't see him, I was like, oh, no. second part of that, on TV, the 70-yard attempt was awful. It was bad.
Yeah.
What was it like there? Did it look like it got rushed? Did it look any better in live than it did on TV?
Not really. And we had a good view of the press box. I mean, we're side view, but you could tell because he was kicking from left to right, so we had a really good view of it, and you could tell it was going to be short. And I could tell right away based off of the returner down there because of where he was going for the ball. So I knew that it wasn't, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the attempt.
I didn't either. I was hoping it would have been a 69-yard, a 67-yard, or not a 70. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Hey, before I hang up, real quick, last question. I noticed you referenced the media guide on your table there a lot, and I've been meaning to ask you this for a while. Is there any way that fans can purchase those? I found it online, and I downloaded it on my phone. It's 400 pages to try to look through my phone. That's difficult. Just wondering if there's any way or anywhere that fans can purchase those.
I've never heard of that. I've never heard of purchasing it. No. And typically you don't. You don't buy media guides. That's typically not something for sale. They don't make that many of them. So I've never seen that. Now you found a download that's cool, but I don't know about purchasing them. I've never heard that. So
okay,
sorry.
Good deal. Well, with that, go Cowboys. Let's enjoy this week and get ready for a tough Tampa Bay week.
Yep. Thank you for
we'll
the
talk
call.
To you later. Have
Appreciate
a good one, man.
You too. All right, let's go to Irene in Falls Church, Virginia.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, so, but in the middle of the season when things were going badly, I was one of those who was like, let's just give up and tank for the draft picks. And then that Washington game changed my mind. I wanted so badly to be a rival. We started competing. So all that to say, I'm no longer rooting for the draft pick. I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy they won. What I like in the evaluation, I guess win or lose, to be honest, is seeing who on the team cares. Love what I'm seeing from Micah. Love what I'm seeing from CD playing through the injury. Marist, great. I'm loving that. So however, win or loss, however they get, these evaluations, that's good for me. What is frustrating, though, is hearing comments from Steven that are already setting us up for an off season where we're going to do this negotiation tactic where we don't sign Micah until, 2 weeks before the start of the season, and we don't sign anyone in free agency because we didn't sign him early enough. So it's frustrating because I feel invested in this team, and I just don't understand the strategy because they end up caving on the pricing anyway. So anyway,
all right.
Happy with the team, but I don't know about that stuff.
Well, all right. I appreciate the call. I mean, it's real. Like the actual, cap strain that they're in is a real thing. I mean, it's something that they've done. They've kind of gone for it and it didn't work, and now they're going to be sitting here and they got a lot of money that tied up to other players that are they have been pushing the can down the road, and that this is kind of where they are. I mean, the top 10 players on their cap hit this year. I mean, one of them is Tyron Smith. One of them is Michael Gallup. They made some moves there. So and next year is going to be kind of the same. You're going to see Tank Lawrence on the books. You'll see Zach Martin, Brandon Cooks. Whether they're on this team or not, that's a thing. So, yeah, I think that there's still ways to do things. You can get tricky. I know Rob from Vegas talked last week about it. 100 million, 90 to 100 million. Those numbers just aren't accurate. And honestly, I don't think the players that you'd have to push to get to that number, I don't think you want to extend them because you probably don't love the fact that Michael Gallup is counting on the books this year. I actually saw Michael Gallup at the gas station just right before I was going on the plane. I almost ran him over, to be honest with you. He kind of gave me a weird look, and I was like, sorry. He didn't really see who I was, but I don't know what he's doing, but I know he's counting about $6 million on the cap. You don't want that. You don't want that. And there will be guys that if you did that to, you would be like, why are we doing this? Why aren't we just getting rid of him? Why aren't we replacing him? You certainly don't want to extend him out. And I'm talking, guys like that are in that boat are like Malik Hooker and Terrence Steele, Trayvon Diggs, Donovan Wilson. I don't think those are the guys that you want to push out. Now, yeah, you can do it to Dak and CD, and you have to probably, but not to that point there. Let's take another break here on Cowboys Storyline. We'll be right back to answer a couple more to finish the show.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Altec Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's ALTECLANSING.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Altec Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline.
Get your holiday photo with Santa at the Star, presented by Monument Realty. He'll be there through December 24th at his Cowboys-themed cottage. Visit thestardistrict.com/Santa. All right, back here on the Cowboys Storyline. Got time for a couple more. Let's go to Robbie. He's in Cocoa Beach, Florida. Robbie, what's up?
How are you doing today, Nick?
I'm good.
Beautiful day, right?
Beautiful
Great day.
Great day.
We won. I don't care that it's storming and raining here right now. It's a great, great day.
Well, if it's in
Florida, still
Florida,
want to drink the Kool-Aid, but I'm not making it yet.
Well, you don't have to. I mean, you know what? It's already in your system. You don't have to keep drinking it. You know, it just lives there. It's like blood.
No, you're right. Hey, maybe there's a chance we still make the playoffs, man.
I don't know. There's a chance.
I don't think it looks good, but
it does not look good. It does not look good. It would not be good for our man Dan Quinn in Washington. Not that I care about that. I'm just saying that would be a major collapse over there. They had to beat Cincinnati. They had to win that game. That you win that game, now you're putting some pressure.
Well, what happens? We beat the Eagles and I almost called them the Redskins and the Commanders.
I mean, they have to lose. Like right now,
it changes things up, right?
Well, right now, Washington is 3 games up on you. Washington's the last playoff team. They're 3 games up on the Cowboys with 3 to go. So
yeah, it's not looking good.
I
but
mean,
I'm still hopeful, man. I still hope we make it. It'd be great. I want that 32nd pick in the draft.
Okay. Yeah, that would be cool. So
that would be real cool.
All right.
Hey, man, I got to say, last thing. I always love watching Greg Olson call the games for us. I don't know why, but I think he just seems to enjoy our team, and there aren't always a whole lot of announcers that are like that. I wonder if he wanted to be a Cowboy back in the day.
I don't know. I mean, do you get that sense Sunday? Did you get that sense watching it? Because
except there's all the stupid talk about trading Micah.
Well, I actually heard him. I actually heard him talking to some people up in the press box. I heard him talking to people. He's like, "Yeah, I got this game, and then I'll be back." He's talking to someone about. Because I guess he lives there still. He was, with the Panthers for so long. So the fact that you say it seems like he liked calling the Cowboy game when in reality he knows some of the players on the team and Carolina knows that organization really well and calls it home. I think that's good. I know Aikman gets criticized a lot because he's not a Cowboy homer when it comes
like we are, yeah.
He's not. And I think Greg Olson does a really good job. I think he's really, really good. I think that team is about as good. That
him and Nance, for sure.
Yeah. No. I'm talking about the team. Is it Joe Davis? Is that?
Oh yeah, Joe Davis.
Joe Davis and Olson. They're really good. They're really good. And we all know what happened with Fox and Brady just jumps into it. But they've done a really good job. So all right.
Sure have.
All right, Robbie.
All right. How
thanks.
about them Cowboys, Nick? We'll talk to you, man.
All right. Here we go.
How about them Cowboys? Thanks, Beamer.
Hey, Robbie. All right. Let's go from Robbie to Rob in Las Vegas, Nevada. We know where Vegas is. What's up, man?
Close enough.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you? You excited? Did you go party last night? Vegas never sleeps.
No, Vegas made a lot of money yesterday because everybody bet Dallas. I cannot believe Carolina was favored. We should have all bet the mortgage on the Cowboys. Carolina is awful.
Agreed. I actually wrote my column about that. I don't know if you saw that, but I actually said, let's just, as a reminder to fans, if it's a 3-point line, it doesn't mean the Panthers are 3 points better. It means they've got to, that's what they're trying to do to try to make some money here and they didn't.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I think they were counting on, and I kind of thought it may happen, is a little letdown from the Cowboys.
Yeah.
They're pretty much gone. And I think that's what they figured. Carolina looked good against Kansas City, but
and that's all fair. Those are fair assumptions. I thought maybe Carolina would play better than that, and I thought the Cowboys might be flat after that, the way they lost. But
yeah,
it was, I give the Cowboys credit for that. They did not do that, and especially when it's cold like that, and you got players that and it wasn't bitter cold, but it's not comfortable. And those are just the type of games that when it doesn't matter, you're like, well, you didn't see it. You did not see that from that team.
I thought what was great to see, but we'll see what happens in the future, is Rico has established himself as a number one back. It just goes to show when the offensive line plays good, a lot of backs can look good. I think Rico now has taken Genty as he's not a priority in round one. So if they have a chance to get a really good pass rusher, I think they would go that route, sign Rico, and then go get a running back later on, which I think is a good problem.
Yeah.
The guy that played great is Osa. He's been good all year. It's funny when these guys are looking to get paid, how the game really looks easy. Now, we're going to test the Cowboys theory now because they love to say we love to sign our own. Well, there you go.
Here we go.
Two guys you drafted.
Here we
now,
go.
You talked about the salary cap.
Yeah.
Yes. They could free up $81 million immediately by pushing Dak, CD. They got a carryover of $23 million. So that's $81 million. Now, I don't think they're going to do. I think what's going to happen in the next week or two, because I see them losing the next three if Philadelphia is playing for the number one seed and if Washington's, has to win. And because I know Tampa Bay is playing for something. I think. I'm not positive.
Yeah.
I think they're going to sign Mike McCarthy to a 3-year extension because why would you set up the head coach to fail, the new guy? Because Mike McCarthy, for whatever reason, if he was smart, he would walk because they set him up for failure this year. And they're already going to try to set him up for failure next year if they're really going to do what they say they're going to do by not using the free agency money that they'll have available. Like Irene said, Steven's already talking crap about Micah. They pull this all the time. It's like when you run for president and all of a sudden they come out of the woodwork from 25 years ago. Oh, this guy did this. That's what they do to these players, and I just don't get it. These are the best players in the league. I understand doing it to some average guy, but if Micah hasn't proved nothing to you by now, he should walk. He should want to get out. So I just think McCarthy's going to sign. I know the fans like him. Some fans do.
Some. Yeah.
My one thing with Mike McCarthy is, number one, he's only got one playoff win. That's it. And to me, he was brought in to be better than Jason Garrett, and he has not been. So that's why I want him gone. It was funny. My father was watching the game with me, and he said to me, why do you want to get rid of Mike McCarthy? Who else is out there that's better? And it was the play where it was 3rd and 1, and Cooper Rush tried to do some rollout, and he fumbled. And I said, that's why.
That's why.
I just pointed to the TV, and I said, that's why I want him gone. So, and he laughed.
Well.
But that's my prediction. I think he gets a 3-year extension either this week or next week.
Okay. I'd be surprised by that. Thanks for the call, Rob. I don't know about the extension in the middle of or not in the middle of the season, but with the season still going on. I don't know if I see that. And I'll say this. I don't think Stephen Jones isn't throwing out daggers at Micah Parsons. Maybe this is a part of the negotiation part. because Micah's been negotiating too now, through the media. Let's don't act like it's not happening both ways. Micah's been negotiating. He's been saying all the right things. Micah wants to get paid like the highest paid defensive player that's ever played. And the Cowboys don't want to pay probably that number. They don't, but he's going to get signed, in my opinion. I believe that. Everything that you said, like, I hear it. I will just believe it when I see it, that they let a player like this that fell into their lap with the 12th overall pick, a player like this who plays the way he does, the way he played the other day. No, I'll believe it when I see it if the Cowboys let him walk. I'm sorry. He's one of those figure it out. Figure it out, man. Figure it out and try to hope that you draft some other good players around it for cheap, but you get a guy like him, I'm not letting him go. That's just me, and I don't know if Jerry will either. I have not seen Jerry actually do that in his career. So we'll see what happens. And don't throw the Herschel Walker stuff out there. That was a team that was a different time, different era. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get that type of return investment on a player like that. I think what'll help you the most is build around him with the scheme and the players. Because if he plays like he's playing here when he's healthy, I mean, he's an animal. He's an animal. He's a lion. That's really what he calls himself. All right. Great show, guys. Appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. We will do it again tomorrow. So a different time on Tuesday. Different time. Just to let people know, we're going to actually move back 2 hours to noon Central Time just for tomorrow's show. It's going to be kind of different all week long with different times. Just know that Tuesday's show will not be at 10 Central. It will be at noon. So changing spots with mix shots. So if you turn it on, you see mix shots. No, they haven't replaced this. Just switching the days for Tuesday on December 17th. That's for that schedule. But for this show, it's been a lot of fun. We'll see you again tomorrow on Cowboys Storyline. See ya.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!